Hej siemanko moi drodzy, witam was bardzo serdecznie. Przed nami 93 odcinek naszej przygody z Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Wykonujemy właśnie zadanie od naszego starego znajomego z Kefalonii Markosa. I musimy teraz dostarczyć wino niejakiemu Cerberowi. Ale nie wydaje mi się, że to zadanie zostanie tak polubownie zakończone. Będzie tutaj nas czekała na pewno jakaś walka. Zobaczmy.
Are you the Cerberus?
Who wants to know?
Only one head. A gift for you. Have you ever had Marcus's wine? It's the best of the best.
What's so good about it?
If you savor your wine, you'll like it. It's very rich.
He's not gonna win me over with wine. I never forget whose purse my drachmi goes into.
It's a peace offering. A thank you for waiting so patiently for him to pay you back.
Then drink with me, if you think it's so good.
All right?
It's poisoned!
No, that's just the wine.
You tricked me.
I'm going to be
I co
sick.
teraz? A jednak jest zatrute.
Guards!
Zatruł to wino, skurczysyn. No to niezły wałkarz z tego Markosa. No mogłem się domyślać. Jednak myślałem, że Markos poszedł po rozum do głowy. No jednak się myliliśmy.
Still have the taste of Marcus's wine in my
Dobrze,
mouth.
na szczęście nas to nie zabiło. A, oni nas w ogóle ścigają. Doszli do zdrowia. I tak się zastanawiam, czy oni nie będą chcieli nas zabić i Markosa razem z nim, razem z nami. No nie wiem, zobaczmy. Wróćmy do Markosa, on nam pewnie zleci zabójstwo tego Cerbera.
Ah, he's returned! Let me guess. The Cerberus wants to order another amphora's worth.
The wine made us sick, Marcus.
Impossible! It was my best batch. I double-checked.
If you wanted him dead, you should have told me.
I did tell you. I'm a new Marcos. I don't want people dead. I want what's right. But that isn't good news.
No, it's not good. The Cerberus will come after you.
What to do? What to do? What am I saying? Alexios, this is when we strike.
Strike? You and what army?
I have a demigod for a best friend. That's an army as strong as 20 soldiers.
You have it all figured out, don't you?
There's only 3 of them, plus their little group of men. It will be easy, my friend.
3?
Why do you think they're called the Cerberus? Because they're 3 brothers, triplets, each with as much bite as the last.
Great. So there are 2 others that will want revenge.
Wait a minute. That means 2 of them haven't tried my wine.
So what are you going to do?
They need to be spooked. As Mama says, a threat is like a bear, very scary. We'll burn the Cerberus's farm, specifically the silos.
That's not a good idea.
When have you had reason not to trust me? Don't answer that, my friend. Just trust me.
It better work, though I'm skeptical.
It's even worth sacrificing them as potential customers.
Do you want the crops burned too?
They grow herbs, harmless plants for medicine. It's just the silos that should go. Blow them up!
You couldn't have mentioned there were 3 of them before?
I thought it was implied. Having triplets runs in their family.
That's a lot of Cerberuses.
Let's hope they don't procreate and have Cerberus puppies.
I'll pay their farm a visit.
Give them a good scare. I'm pretty sure it's the farm in Astipalia City. Their goons are always hanging around.
Got it.
No dobrze, Markos, zrobimy to dla ciebie. Tylko pytanie, gdzie będzie to zadanie? A właśnie, dobra, czyli no tam, gdzie byliśmy niedawno. Cyk. Dobra, czyli musimy popalić im te gospodarstwa, spichlerze. Pierwszy znajduje się już przed nami. Czy tutaj nie ma żadnych przeciwników. Nie no, ktoś tam stoi, pilnuje. Ale nie, to jest zwierzę po prostu, to jest pies. No dobra, pies nam nic nie zrobi.
That's one
Ho,
side
ho,
down.
ho. Pięknie. Dobra. Pierwszy zaliczony. W ogóle to gdzieś tu jeszcze skarb jest do znalezienia. Uprawa ziół w kos. Więc zobaczmy, czy ten skarb... Aha, ten skarb jest tutaj, tak? Dobra. Tam mamy kolejny silos. Dobra, więc weźmy sobie skarb najpierw. Cyk. Skarb wzięty, ale zostaliśmy przyłapani na kradzieży. No cóż, spalmy kolejny spichlerz.
One more silo to go.
Dobra, już najemnik jest nami zainteresowany. Szybciutko sobie to spłacimy. Cyk. I idziemy po ostatni silos. No i dobra, i czy to ich przestraszy? No mi się wydaje, że to ich nie przestraszy, tylko pobudzi do działania. I oni będą się chcieli na pewno zemścić na na terenach Markosa. Dobra, wróćmy teraz do niego, 300 metrów przed nami. Dobra, już jesteśmy niedaleko, tak więc musiałem zmienić koszulkę, bo dopiero się zorientowałem, że ona prześwituje. Była taka lekko zielona. I myślę, że to nie jest najlepszy dobór koloru do nagrywania. Dobra, jesteśmy u Markosa.
The Cerberus should stay away from you now.
Well, maybe not after all. One of the farmers ran over. She was, not happy.
Why?
It seems I may have, or I did, accidentally of course, sent you to someone else's farm.
It wasn't the Cerberus's farm?
I could have sworn it belonged to the Cerberus. You have to believe me, my friend. An honest mistake.
Malaka, Marcos! Sometimes I wonder how you walk around with a brain so small.
You don't mean that. Come on, think of all the smart things I've done. Remember the Cyclops' eye?
Ah, another mess.
You've known me longer than anyone. If you can't forgive me, Alexios, who can?
Someone with more patience.
Are you going to make me beg? Because I'll beg! Spare me from the Cerberus!
Marcos!
Have I led you down the wrong path? A few times, yes. Many times, maybe. But this is it for me, my friend.
I can't keep you safe if you keep getting into trouble, Marcos.
Think back to that sunny day when I found you, Alexios. That was your day of need, and Marcos came to the rescue. Come to my rescue today.
I've paid you back plenty.
That I can't deny. But the Cerberus will come with its dogs and its devotees, and I'll be finished. Protect me, and we'll come out on top.
There's that we again.
I'll tell you what. You protect me, and you get Mama's beloved battle axe. She used to be quite the fighter, believe it or not.
All right, let's keep you alive.
Oh, I've never heard words more sweet. You'll never get rid of me now.
That's why I do what I do.
And just in time. I hear them approaching. All right, Marcos.
Aha, czyli lecimy z walką od razu, tak? Gospodarstwo w płomieniach. Czyli co? Mamy tutaj nowe zadanie, musimy go obronić pewnie. Dobra, no to jazda. O, a Marcos też walczy. Dobra, wszyscy. Okej, pokonaliśmy przeciwników, więc Marcos, jesteś bezpieczny.
We did it, my friend. I'd say I was invincible, but I don't want to jinx myself.
Yes, that's why you're alive.
I joke. I owe you everything, Alexios. For this, you get a lifetime supply of wine and my friendship. Lucky you. Oh, and Mama's axe. Life will now be simple. All thanks to you. It's always thanks to you.
A less dramatic life is just what you need, Marcos.
Go now and adventure. Come back anytime for that cup of wine.
Right. We'll see about that.
Dobra, czyli mamy zadanko wykonane. Kolejne trofeum. Ukończ wątek fabularny Marcosa. Dobra. Więc dziękujemy Państwu bardzo. Czyli co? To wszystko już na kos, rozumiem. Wszystkie zadania. Co prawda mamy tutaj jeszcze kilka rzeczy do zrobienia. Ale myślę, że na razie opuścimy sobie ten teren. Dobra. Cofnąłbym się w ogóle do Kefalonii. Co my tutaj mamy? Wielka eskapada, misja na Korfu. Wyczerpana trudami codzienność Alexios postanowił rozważyć wyjazd i jakże potrzebny mu odpoczynek. Co to jest? Bo tutaj w ogóle mamy jedno trofeum do zrobienia. Otóż nie wiem, czy pamiętacie, na pewno pamiętacie akcję z tym cyklopem i z jego okiem. To oko zostało włożone w dupę, no jak to inaczej powiedzieć, kozy. I teraz musimy znaleźć tę kozę, zabić ją i wyciągnąć jej to oko ze środka. Więc tym się teraz będziemy zajmowali. Bardzo mnie też ciekawi, co to było za zadanko z tą wyprawą na Korfu. Ale to sobie ogarniemy, myślę, później. No dobra, no to teraz ja zacznę poszukiwać kozy. Dobra, znalazłem kozy. Już tam jedna padła. Druga padła. Dobra, czy mamy szczęście i czy to będzie już któraś z tych kóz? Nie. Dawaj następną. Dobra, została zabita przez naszego Ikarosa. Mamy ją, tak jest. Dobra, podbite oko, odbierz oko cyklopa kozie w Kefalonii. Dobra, zrobiliśmy to, a więc druga koza już okazała się tą wybraną kozą. Dobra, teraz pójdźmy sobie w stronę tego zadanka. Zobaczmy, o co będzie tam chodziło. No widać gołym okiem, że coś w Kefalonii dzieje się niedobrego. Mamy chmury roztaczający się nad całą wyspą. Ogólnie tutaj ludzie są jacyś, nie wiem, bez życia. Chorzy. Czyli no widać, że ta zaraza jednak opanowała całą wyspę. No i to jest nasza wina, bo pozwoliliśmy żyć tamtej zarażonej rodzinie. No i oni przynieśli całą tą zarazę na całą wyspę. Dobra, pieski. No i dobra, siemanko. Odblokowano nową zawartość. Zadanie ci, którzy są dla nas skarbem, zostało dodane do twojej gry. Zanim uzyskasz do niego dostęp, może być konieczne dokonanie postępów fabularnych. Aha, dobra, czyli jeszcze nie możemy. Prawidłowe postępy fabularne. Za chwilę uruchomisz zawartość ci, którzy są dla nas skarbem. Jeśli postanowisz rozpocząć to zadanie, możesz zbyt wcześnie poznać elementy fabuły z końcowej fazy gry. Zalecamy kontynuowanie postępów w głównej rozgrywce, aby naturalnie odblokować te treści. Czy chcesz mimo wszystko rozpocząć tę misję? No nie, dobra, nie będziemy sobie spoilerować. W takim razie to zadanie na Kefalonii zostawimy sobie gdzieś na koniec gry, nie? Więc dobra, co będziemy robić dalej? Więc tak, no zaczynamy tutaj od góry, myślę, z tymi wyspami, bo chciałbym, aby każda wyspa już była przez nas ogarnięta. Dobra, myślę, że wracamy na Tazos i tutaj mamy jakieś zadanko, twarda szkoła, no i teraz tam się udajemy.
Punch a little girl!
But we can kick you. Don't come here again.
Idiot! I'll be back. You can't keep me away forever. I'll find a way in. You look strong enough. Can you help me?
Depends on what you need.
Information. My brother Solon has been missing for weeks. No one listens. They say he ran away, but he wouldn't leave me alone. He wouldn't. He knows I hate being by myself. Anyway, he was last seen training at this school. I'm sure it has something to do with his disappearance. Please, can you help me find out what happened to him?
I'll see what I can find out.
You're nicer than you look. Thank you.
Don't thank me just yet. My help doesn't come cheap.
What? You would demand drachmi from a child?
I don't discriminate.
Mystios. I have some drachmi, but you must first find out what happened.
I'll prepare to be shortchanged.
I think the trainers might know more about my brother's disappearance. But be careful. Rumor has it he can take out a chimera with his bare fists. Or was it that he looks like a chimera with bare fists? In any case, I take caution not to look for a fight.
I don't look for fights. They usually find me. Why are there so many young athletes training at this school?
You've never heard of this place? This school is what Thassos is known for. It was founded by Theogenes, the famous Olympian. Many others, like my brother, train here in hopes of becoming the next Olympic champion.
Your brother must have been gone for a long time.
Weeks. It's been weeks. He would never leave me alone for so long. He used to boast about future Olympic victories and adventures. He always said he'd make me the proudest sister in all the Greek world. But how can he do that when he's not even here?
I'll find out what happened to your brother.
Please hurry. It's been too quiet around here without him.
No dobra, mamy nowe zadanko, twarda szkoła. Główny instruktor może coś wiedzieć o zaginionym bracie. No to zobaczmy. Mamy tutaj jeszcze jakiś skarb do znalezienia w ogóle. Więc zobaczmy, gdzie on się znajduje. To chyba raczej nie jest ten skarb. Dobra, bardzo możliwe, że to ten skarb. Tutaj jeszcze jakiś skarb jest. Dobra, więc tak, najpierw pójdźmy sobie w tę stronę. Aby ich okraść. Ale tutaj jest chyba pusto, nikt tego nie zauważy. Dobra, więc możemy kraść do woli. Okej, wszystko pokradzione, więc miejsce już mamy zaliczone. No to teraz pogadajmy o tym młodym uciekinierze.
If you've come to enroll in my school, I'm afraid you're at least 10 years too late.
Shame. You must be the one training these athletes.
Have you not heard of me? I am Euthymos, Master Olympic Trainer. Under my charge, my student sees victories as easily as Theaganasses sees the bronze statue of Thassos. Everyone has heard of me.
Who? I've never heard your name before today.
Then you must be quite deaf.
I've heard other things, though. In particular, that students of yours have gone missing.
Missing? Nonsense! My students are champions! They fly towards adventure all the time! Under my wing, they will soar to great heights, like a hot-blooded Pegasus.
Do you remember a former student named Solon?
You think you can storm into my school and demand answers like an impertinent slave? You'll sooner be gutted like one.
I need to know if your school has a connection to the disappearances.
Connection? Ha! Nonsense! This is a place of blood, sweat, and brawn. The only things that vanish here are the weaknesses in heart and body.
How about we put our skills to the test?
I'd rather not waste my time or my skills on the likes of a nobody.
Sounds like you're backing down.
Don't won't work, Mystios.
Hold on, you seem familiar. I recognize you. You're in the Olympics. You're the champion, I'm sure of it.
Yes, you're looking at an Olympic champion.
Get back to your training.
You're amazing. Tell us, what do we need to do to be a true champion?
A true champion needs a dominant power pose. Like so.
power pose. My pose is so much better. So, an Olympic champion strolls into my school, steals my thunder, and dares to challenge me? The great Euthymos!
Does the great Euthymos accept this challenge? Or is he too afraid?
Afraid? Ha ha ha! Try sparring with my students first. We'll see if you are as strong as you say you are.
Since I'm the Olympic champion, shouldn't I train your students instead? I'm sure they agree that I'm better qualified.
Qualified? You dare challenge my position? You have the courage of a lion, Misthios. But you'll soon be slaughtered like a goat. Prepare yourself. Face me like the champion you say you are.
Dobra, chyba już zaczniemy walkę. Normalnie.
My loyal students! This Misthios has the nerve to challenge me! The great Euthymos! At my... our school! This is your last chance, Misthios. It can all end if you simply walk away.
Are you done talking?
Oh, we'll see what you are made of then, hmm? We'll fight like real champions!
No dobra, dawaj tą walkę, ale czy będziemy się bić? A nie, myślałem, że będziemy się bić na gołe pięści.
How dare you challenge me?
A, nie mamy łuku, tylko na miecze.
Face the true might of my students!
You won't defeat our master, Misthios!
For the champion is made.
O kurde, to tutaj uczniowie wydają się mocniejsi niż sam nauczyciel. No ale tak powinno być. Pięknie. Dobra, co teraz?
All right. I yield. You've ruined my reputation. How will my students learn from me now?
You were ruined by pride. I had no part in it.
Fine. You've won. You are worthy. I'll tell you what I know. Keeping a school like this is expensive, but we receive a good lump of drachmi from this rich fellow to keep things running. He visits now and then, stinking of wine, frequently accompanied by strange men.
I assume they're not here to admire the training grounds.
I noticed that they tend to favor my star athletes, the ones who exhibit exemplary skills and performance. They watch them very closely.
Solon was one they looked closely at, I presume.
Oh, Solon. He was one of my greatest athletes. He stopped coming to class soon after the men came.
Yet you do nothing? Even when you clearly know something isn't right?
This fellow has powerful allies and influence. I've tried to do something, Misthios. I've asked questions and I was told to stop for my own good and the good of the students. As much as I hate to admit, I am powerless.
A strong man like you shouldn't take orders from a drunk fool.
You're right. I've been weak for far too long. Thank you, Misthios. I may still have other strengths to hone.
I heard everything. How can you stand by while your students are being taken? All for drachmi?
How did you get in here? Is she your daughter?
Men like you are the worst. I can't rely on you. I can't rely on anyone. I'm going to save my brother.
Her brother? By Zeus, what have I done?
The little girl's brother is still
No more
missing,
coward.
and so is my reward.
I am the master of this school. I need to act like one.
Dobra, zadanko mamy wykonane, twarda szkoła, no ale to jest tylko wstęp do kolejnego zadania, w którym będziemy chyba szukali tego chłopca, czy nie? Chyba jednak nie. I co, to tyle? No ja myślałem, że będzie tutaj kontynuacja tego zadania. Dobra, zobaczmy sobie, czy nie dostałem jakiegoś nowego, ale nie, raczej nie. Czyli dobra, tutaj spotkać się z matką trzeba, Merin i Brazydas. Spotkać się ze spartańskim Polemarchem. Dobra, schody na Olimp, dotrzyj do jaskini na zapomnianej wyspie. Tu mamy jeszcze jedno zadanie związane z naszym ojcem. Wrota Atlantydy, przynieść artefakty, właśnie jeszcze jeden mamy znaleźć. Ulepsz włócznie to jeszcze nie, czyli tutaj wszyscy czciciele, to jest z dodatku, to jest los Atlantydy. Skrzynia pełna drachm, tutaj zadanka poboczne, czyli nie dostaliśmy żadnego zadania. No dobra, czyli możemy już opuszczać tę wyspę, nie mamy tutaj żadnego innego zadania. Co prawda są pytajniki, ale szkoda czasu na nie, myślę. Dobra, na Lemnos jeszcze nie byliśmy tutaj z prawej strony. Czyli tak, najpierw widzimy się tutaj przy... A jest zadanko! Szorstka miłość, dobra. No to lecimy tutaj.
Misthios! And that looks like Varnavas' ship.
In fact, it...
Ah! That ship belongs to the Eagle Bearer now. I am just his humble servant.
Varnavas! You're back!
In the flesh, a little older, but not a bit wiser.
Miko sent me here to wait for your return. It's about Nileas.
Here we go! What has my nephew gotten himself into this time?
I think the trouble is real, Varnavas. You should go to him. Mikos told me not to return without help, and I mean not to.
I need to think. But one thing, I know my nephew. Ah, yes, he's fine. That much is certain. I'll be on the ship.
And you, Misthios? I need someone to go see about Nileas.
Why doesn't Varnavas think something is wrong with his nephew?
It's just, Nileas was a legendary nuisance growing up. He lied, he cheated, he brawled and broke things.
Some of us grow out of that.
Well, now Nileas is a serious athlete, training to be an Olympic champion. And what's more, he's family to Varnavas.
That is important. I'll help Varnavas' nephew however I can.
Nileas lives with the caretaker Mikos. Their house is just up the hill north of here.
No dobra, mamy nowe zadanko, szorstka miłość, ale najpierw chciałbym ogarnąć ten punkt synchronizacji. Nic specjalnego w nim nie ma, po prostu wejdziemy sobie tutaj na tą wieżyczkę i cyk, załatwione. No fajnie, fajnie. Dobra, czyli tak, do tego zadania musimy przedostać się aż tutaj. Dobra, czy coś tu jeszcze mamy do roboty? No są ogołocony magazyn oraz warownia Merina. Jeszcze tutaj mamy jakiś niezbadany teren. No ale dobra, idziemy prosto do zadania. Dobra, już powoli dochodzimy na miejsce i tak, gra nam mówi, że Mikos to opiekun Neleusa, a Neleus to kuzyn Barnabasa. I te informacje chyba są dosyć ważne, więc trzeba je będzie zapamiętać, czyli Mikos i Neleus.
He's faking it, Mikos. I've seen this routine before. Gods, grant me Penelope's patience.
It's not just Nileas. There have been others, all promising young athletes turning up sick or missing. Something's not right in Thassos.
I did spar with an athlete trainer on Thassos. He told me there have been strange things going on. People choosing top athletes for a mysterious purpose.
Yes, I'd hope there might be clues to be found at the Champions Gymnasium on Thassos.
What goes on across Thassos is not my concern. But I know my nephew. Oh, yes. He practically worships at the altar of Eria. A devotee of sloth and idleness he is.
Help me talk sense into him, Misthios.
You know your nephew best, and it sounds like he needs a firm hand.
I thought his caretaker could handle him. But apparently I was wrong.
Come on, Varnavas. He's plainly ill.
Bah! I'll be at the ship when Nilea snaps out of it.
Give Varnava some time.
But our time may run out. I have more leads to follow up on. But with Nileas like this, I can't leave his side. Maybe you could help me.
Barnabas is like family to me. I want to do anything I can to help Nileas.
Thank you. You know, it's not often a handsome and capable Misthios comes to this house.
We shouldn't talk like this with Nileas in this condition. Now, about those leads you mentioned.
Well, someone at the Champions Gymnasium must know something. Aetis was the last one to be with Nileas when he was well.
They were friends.
They were. If he doesn't know anything, you could talk to the doctor at the quarry.
If he's the local doctor, he's bound to know something. I'd like to have a word with that doctor at the quarry.
The Aliki quarry is at the southern point of Thassos. The doctor there is mixed up with the training athletes and the workers.
Sounds like a strange connection.
Yes, until you realize half of the workers are athletes who have given up on their training. Something's happened to them, and that doctor is the only connection I see.
The last person to see Nileas before he got sick was Aiti. Where can I find him?
He's an aspiring athlete too, but nowhere near as talented as Nileas. He trains alone on the outskirts of the Vineyard of Glory. You're sure to find him there.
I'll follow up on these leads and check back when I know what's going on.
Thank you, Misthios. And feel free to check back anytime.
Dobra, więc to zadanie jest kontynuacją tamtego zadania z innej wyspy, tak więc bardzo fajnie, podoba mi się też to, że zadania się łączą na różnych wyspach, w różnych miastach. Dobra, kilka zadań przyjęliśmy, tak więc będziemy sobie je wykonywali, ale w następnym odcinku, moi drodzy, ponieważ w tym to byłoby już wszystko, tak więc bardzo Wam dziękuję za uwagę, no i widzimy się kolejnym razem, trzymajcie się, siemano!